Hello and welcome to my review of Eternus, Blade of the First Prince for Slaves to Darkness for Warhammer, the Age of Sigmar. This model will cost you £35 and comprises of 71 plastic components. It's worth noting straight away in the review that you can actually make the Chaos Lord on demonic mount instead of Eternus. So it's kind of like a dual build kit where you can build, one unit or the other. Eternus is a undivided hero character that goes very well with Be'lakor, and the Chaos Lord on demonic mount looks pretty cool as well. If you're familiar with the Lumineth mounts, such as Lyrior, then you kind of know what you're going to get yourself into with like a dual mount kit. Let's just have a little look at that demonic mount. So that's Eternus there on the front. So that's Eternus there on the front of the box. I'm not a fan at all of these 3rd edition Age of Sigmar boxes. I think it's such a waste of space. I much prefer showcasing the model, bigger in all of its entirety on the box. But there we go. And then you've got the Chaos Lord on demonic mount. Again, it doesn't show the full model, which is a shame. If they had Eternus on there on the front, then they could have the Chaos Lord on demonic mount fully on the reverse as well. But it looks pretty cool, the Chaos mount, so whichever one you go for, it's going to look fantastic in your Slaves to Darkness army. £35 is about right for like a leader of your army, of your force. As always, the format of this video, I'll have a look at this miniature up close. We'll go through all the spare parts, go through some size comparisons, and then finally I'll detail all of his rules found in the brand new Slaves to Darkness 3rd edition Battles Home. So I did build Eternus last weekend in the live stream. Fantastic. I had a lot of fun with this. I haven't yet click the purchase of the demonic mount. I was going to actually on the day that I'm recording this video, but I haven't yet. I will though, because this is a fantastic mini, and I had a lot of fun building him. Absolutely gorgeous. I like this demonic mount. It used to be a Vanguard, and I like that Vanguard kit as well, even though it's expensive and it's getting old now. I'll give you a size comparison with all of the Vanguard a bit later on. So yeah, lots of things going on with this miniature, loads of detail. I like the tail with the spike. I like the claws at the front instead of the hooves. The mount's head, this big kind of tribute to Be'lakor. You've got Be'lakor's like face strapped to the front of your steed. It's got all of these skulls on these chains, and then you've got these Chest-icicles, I want to call them, forming from his chest there. And then he's got the really nice big shoulder pauldrons with spikes on. His weapon looks pretty cool. It's some kind of like shortened halberd type axe thing. He's got these banners, which are a bit reminiscent, sort of throwback from samurai, I guess. He's got this head just dangling there with the tongue out. I love the attention to detail. I don't know whether they could get any more detail on this, but he's on the big cavalry base, so the Vanguard base as well. So that's him. Let's have a look at the spare parts, of which there are quite a decent chunk. So there we go. There are all the spare parts. As I say, loads. So you get this different cloak. Yeah, maybe you could modify this on another Slaves to Darkness mini, possibly. This shield, you definitely can, and I think it's a really cool looking shield. It's a shame that Eternus doesn't have a shield. I just think that maybe having a shield there would be quite cool, but that would, maybe interrupt the miniature a little bit. You've got completely different horse armor, I know. Bethesda, take note, and that's on the back of the mount and on the front as well. You've got a completely different front plate for the mount too. You've also got the fur for the Chaos Lord. You've got a lance, which is very nice, or you can go for the hammer. I'll probably go for the lance though, in my one. More armor, hooves, because the Chaos Lord on mount one of the hooves, one of the feet are actually, you know, on the bit of scenery. You've got different mount head, and you've got the Chaos Lord's helmet with horns, and then you've got a sword there as well that goes on his back. Got a different tail for the horse, and yeah, part of the armor too. I'm not sure whether you could use this anywhere else, but it's pretty cool. You get loads of spikes as well. So yeah, lots of spare parts here. It's just a bit questionable, you know, where else you could use these. Definitely the sword, maybe the lance, yeah, probably even the hammer. And definitely the helmet. But yeah, that's all the spare parts. Quite a lot with this dual kit. Okay then, size comparisons. Well, first of all, let's just compare Eternus to Varangard. So here is a Varangard right here, and the Varangard are actually on smaller bases. I thought that they were on the same size base, but yeah, Varangard are on smaller bases. The steed itself is, I want to say, very similar size. There's not much in it at all. Maybe Eternus's mount is just a little bit bigger, but then, you know, look at this Varangard. The head looks bigger there, but the legs look a bit longer. It's hard to say, but they're roughly the same size mounts. It's just their bases a little bit different. But as you can tell, you know, with the amount of detail and the chaos detail and things on both of these, you know, Eternus is going to look great sat next to 3 or maybe 6 Varangard, however far your wallet can stretch, I guess, with those. But yeah, absolutely incredible next to Vanguard. Then next to a normal Chaos Knight, this is the new Chaos Knight. This is the brand new Chaos Knight without the kind of, I say, accessory sprue. So this came out a few years ago, but it's going to be pretty much the same one as you get in your new box set. And there's Eternus next to a normal Chaos Knight, as you can see, absolutely dwarfs him. So yeah, if you've got some Chaos Knights in the force, Eternus is definitely going to stand out, and he's even going to stand out next to some Varangard too. Compared to the Chaos Lord on Karkadrak mount, right here, yeah, they're on the same size base, and I'd say the Chaos Lord is a little bit taller, like his horns and his head. I like his horns on his armor and his helmet make him a bit taller, but the axe but the halberd for Eternus and the pose seems like he's taller. But definitely the Chaos Lord is thicker with that Karkadrak. And next to the man himself, Be'lakor. There's where Be'lakor measures up. So that's pretty cool. You've got Be'lakor and then you've got Eternus there. The blade of the first prince there. That's, you know, that's going to look awesome. But there you go. So you've got both of those, and we'll just move Be'lakor out of the way. Size wise, yeah, Be'lakor is a fair bit bigger than Eternus, just off of that base. Just a couple more size comparisons I'd like to make with Eternus. One being with the Chosen right here. Just if anything, it gives you an idea of how big these Chosen are. They are whoppers, and there's a lot of detail. They complement each other very, very nicely. Second size comparison I'd like to just add into this review is of the Demon Prince. You know, £47.50 miniature, £35 miniature. Yeah, you can see where the extra kind of coin has been applied. Massive wings, massive weapon, but you know, no mount or anything like that. So there you go. I thought that would be quite useful to give you an idea of like the size of these. The Demon Prince definitely has more presence and is taller, but Eternus is still quite an excellent iconic looking miniature too. The final sort of side comparisons I always like to make is just with, we've got Kagraz Ravagers and a brand new Chaos Warrior, so that's where Eternus measures up with those. And final couple of size comparisons just with some 40k miniatures, so we've got a Primaris, a Space Marine, a Slimarbo, so that's where Eternus is compared to those. Yeah, you can see that, you know, Eternus is quite a large character even compared to some 40k minis. Okay, so this is my part of the review where I will go through all of the rules for Eternus, Blade of the First Prince. You'll find him quite close to the front of your brand new codex, straight after Be'lakor. He is a leader, he's a single and unique leader, much like Archaon and Be'lakor. He will cost you 235 points, so he's, 120 points cheaper than Be'lakor, but he's still quite pricey. His stat line reads, he's a movement of 10 inches, save of 3+, bravery 9 and 9 wounds. How that compares to a Chaos Lord on Demonic Mount. Well, Chaos Lord on Demonic Mount is like 65 points cheaper already for the same save, same movement, same bravery even, but just 1 less wound. Now, the weapons though that Eternus carries, he's armed with a Death Glaive and a Skull Flail. So this Death Glaive is obviously that halberd type weapon. It's a range of 2 inches, it's 5 attacks, 3+ to hit, 3+ to wound, rend of -2 and damage 2. That is incredible, that weapon. The Skull Flail, again, it's a range of 2 inches, 6 attacks this time, 3+ to hit, 3+ to wound again, but this time it's only rend of -1 and a damage of 1. So you're pumping out 11 attacks there. And then finally, the mount called Drachycephalus is armed with tearing fangs, and these tearing fangs have a range of 1 inch, 3 attacks, 4+ to hit, 3+ to wound, -1 to rend and damage 1. So overall, you're going to be hitting with the force of about 14 attacks with this Eternus. That's very spicy. Special rules then. Blade of the First Prince. The strike first effect applies to this unit if it has made a charge move in the same turn. That's brilliant. Network of Spies. At the start of the hero phase, if this unit is within 1 inch of any friendly Chaos Legionnaires units or any friendly Furies units, you gain 1 additional command point. Veins of Black Lightning. At the end of your movement phase, if this unit has been slain, roll 2d6 and add 1 to the roll if Be'lakor is in your army and on the battlefield. On a 8+, you can set up this unit anywhere on the battlefield more than 9 inches from all enemy units with all wounds allocated to it removed. It's not quite a 50-50 chance, is it? But on an 8+, you get to regenerate him if Be'lakor's on the battlefield. So yeah, here we go again. That's another 14 attacks coming at you from 9 inches away. Keywords: Chaos, Slaves to Darkness, Legion of the First Prince, Undivided, Mortal, Hero, Chaos Lord, Eternus. So there you go, that's Eternus. I mean, I would have liked to have had some kind of ward save, something like that. That would be pretty good. In all this, considering that like a Chaos Lord on a mount has 5+ against mortal wounds, but he doesn't have the shield, and also if you're using him with Be'lakor, he can just pop back to life really. So there you go. I think he would work very well in a unit of Varangard. I know Varangard are pricey, both in terms of actual money and points cost. Varangard are 290 points. So yes, you are now looking at 525 points to get just 4 models, Eternus and 3 Varangard. But Varangard have their 3+ saves as well, and they have their 4+, and they have their 4+ saves against mortal wounds. So couple that with their 5 wounds each. I mean, that's a very hard-hitting unit if you wanted to be. And then if you threw Be'lakor into the mix as well, you can see it's going to be a very hard-hitting but high points cost units to field in game. What do you guys think of Eternus? Both the model, what he looks like, and his rules and things. It'd be great to hear your thoughts about him. Please do put them in the comment section below as always. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Archaon protects.